It means everything to me. I just think it's the one thing that I love doing the most, and I think if I can represent my small town doing it, or I can represent my country doing it, I just think nothing changes, and I just got to keep working as hard as I can and just keep having fun.
Welcome to episode 281 of Alberta Dugout Stories, the podcast. I'm Joe McFarland. We have a fantastic show lined up for you with great guests and a ton of news to get to, so let's get rolling. Calgary's Michael Soroka has made another appearance out of the bullpen for the Chicago White Sox. He mopped up with 3 innings of work on Sunday, allowing 2 runs on 3 hits with 2 walks and 5 strikeouts in a 4-1 loss to Baltimore. In the process, he also lowered his season ERA to 5.43 with 39 strikeouts in 53 innings. After bursting onto the scene with the Minnesota Twins last year, former Edmonton Prospects and Okotoks Dawgs two-way star Cody Funderburk has been given a rough ride so far this year. He's seen regular action out of the bullpen and now sits with a 1-0 record with a 5.18 ERA, striking out 23 in 24-plus innings of work. In the minors, it took a while, but Tristan Peters has his first home run of May with the Durham Bulls.
1-0 to Peters. They swing. This ball's driven to right field. Koperniak back on the track, turns around, and it lands in the first row. Tristan Peters slumps a 3-run homer, and the Bulls have their biggest lead of the series. 4-1 Durham in the second.
The Dawgs Academy alum is now hitting .241 with 4 homers, 21 RBI, and 6 stolen bases for Tampa Bay's AAA affiliate. It's been a while since we last checked in on fellow Dawgs product Alejo Lopez. He's hitting .267 with a homer, 16 RBI, and 9 stolen bases in 42 games for Atlanta's AAA affiliate, the Gwinnett Stripers. Adam Matko of the New Hampshire Fisher Cats improved his record to 3-2 on the season after a 13-1 win over the Somerset Patriots on Sunday. The Vauxhall Academy grad went 6 innings, allowing 1 run on 4 hits with no walks and 9 strikeouts. And it wouldn't be a weekly look at the news without a check-in on Dawgs Academy alum Matt Wilkinson. He made his Cleveland Guardians High A debut for the Lake County Captains last Saturday, and it went as you would expect.
Wilkinson 1-1. Bullseye!
3-pitch mix for Wilkinson, who turns on the rubber and fires. Swung on and missed by Luke Gold. Precipice of K number 6. He winds it up and fires. Got him swinging. Gooden was a Lynchburg Met when they were in the New York system. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Wilkinson to Stevenson. Here it comes. Swing and a foul tip into the glove of Engel. In his High A debut, Matt Wilkinson has K number 8.
Tugboat allowed 3 runs on 4 hits and no walks while striking out 8 over 5 innings in an 8-6 win over West Michigan. On the college scene, congrats to Okotoks Dawgs assistant coach Andy Peterson as he led the Lynn Benton Roadrunners to the 2024 NWAC Championship. He was definitely emotional after this one.
Andy, I mean, you won this tournament 2 years ago, but I feel like you've been a little bit more emotional after this one. What has this team meant to you in winning this tournament with this team?
Family. They're my little brothers, man. I've never been a part of a team like this. Just the love they have for each other, the grit, the come from behinds all week, the close games, everybody helping out. I mean, the hours and hours of work for the last 10 months, whatever it's been. I'm just so damn proud of these boys.
How's your heart doing, man? No game has really been easy in this tournament for you guys. You battle in game 1, extra innings, you end up winning that one in the top of the 10th, and then just a close game here. I mean, you gotta be just.
I feel like 32 years old, going on 62 right now. I don't think shouldn't have gray hair for another 20 years, but it's coming. It's coming. It's hard to not. I have to sit and try to be calm all game. I'm shaking all game long. I'm even shakier right now than I normally am. Man, it's just so much fun. So much fun.
2 out of 3 years. I mean, that's pretty incredible to do here. What's that mean for you to do that with this program?
It's just the culture that the guys bring with them every year. Sophomores that come, or freshmen that come back, and the sophomores, they're carrying on the tradition. It's cool to see a bunch of the guys here from that 22 team. Kramer and Perkins and Pfeiffer and a bunch of the boys all out and supporting. Pretty cool.
All family, it seems like.
Family, yeah, absolutely.
How about Dawgs Academy product Tucker Zadunik? The High River native tied the NAIA World Series record for home runs in a game with 3, including this absolute bomb where the outfielders just looked back and watched.
There's a high drive deep down the right field line. If it's fair, it's gone. Home run. Zadunic. That's his third of the game. That ties the record. I don't think we can count how many records have been tied or broken in this game. That is the 9th home run. That's a record. But the third by Zadunic. How's this for a game? He has 2 singles, a triple, and 3 home runs.
Reinhart went on to win that game. Get this, the score 30-13, more like an NFL score. Dallas Baptist University remains in the hunt for the NCAA World Series as they are the number 2 seed at the Tucson Regional. That roster includes Calgary Bucks product Tom Poole, who's hitting .345 and hit his 10th home run of the season this week. He's also driven in 27 runs this spring. Nipawin, Saskatchewan native and Sylvan Lake Gulls pitcher Kyle Fralick is a Big Ten champion. He went 1-1 with a 4.87 ERA and 19 relief appearances during the season, striking out 20 and 20-plus innings of work for the University of Nebraska. Congratulations to Vauxhall Academy grad Dmitry Shikako on adding to his trophy case. He's been named the 2024 Region 6 All-Region Team after hitting .410 with 8 homers and 58 RBI in 61 games with Cloud County Community College. AHP Academy alum Reese Hemmerling also adds to his recognition list. He was named second-team All-Kansas Jayhawk Community College Conference after an outstanding season with Barton Community College. We've been talking about it all year long, but he finished the season going 9-4 with a 3.65 ERA in 15 games, striking out 65 in 79 innings of work. In other news, the Edmonton Riverhawks season begins Friday when they visit Bellingham. The Riverhawks are hoping to make their first appearance in the West Coast League playoffs this summer, and head coach Jake Lanferman says he likes the look of this year's squad. The home opener is set for June 7th against Nanaimo. And applications are now open for the Baseball Alberta Provincial Championships. Those tournaments will begin July 18th and should wrap up around August 4th, depending on the level. The full guidebook and more information is available at baseballalberta.com. All right, that's enough of me and enough of the news. Let's get on to this week's guests, and the Edmonton Prospects are back. After a 1-year hiatus to help them get ready for the eventual move to Spruce Grove, the Prospects returned to the WCBL for opening weekend. They managed to take 2 of 3 from Fort McMurray as they start the year on the road before heading back to Sherwood Park, where they will call home for this summer. We caught up with head coach Jordan Blundell to talk about the season, his expectations, and about some of the things he saw and did during the hiatus.
Jordan, welcome back to the show. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
It feels like a long time ago since we were allowed to talk about Edmonton Prospects baseball. You did have last year off, but you're back on the field. All's running fair and smooth. You had your first road trip over the weekend. How's it feeling getting back onto the field?
It's an awesome feeling. Awesome feeling to see the guys in the Prospect logo. The pace, the running around, just how we want to operate on the road, getting a chance to go on the road early in the season. How are we going to do this as a group? And bonds starting to be created and friendships and, getting moved the guys all in and then get a couple of workouts in and then see them play. We pretty much, got thrown in the fire, which is great. These guys know how to play baseball and, we need to discover how to play together, and that was a good start. We learned things about ourselves. Looking forward to the season. We've had a couple days off here. We got on the field earlier today, and looking forward to playing more games. All these kids are competitive, man. Like Fort Max got a whole bunch of good players and competitive players. That opening weekend was fun. It was fun to be back at the college level.
Talk a little bit about your expectations heading into the year and the team that you assembled. Did you have sort of a mindset or a type of player that you were hoping to grab heading into this season to kind of knock off the cobwebs, so to speak, after that year off?
Well, I think all the teams are always looking for pitchers, guys that throw strikes, guys that have some sort of consistency in their college season, and prioritize finding arms and finding healthy arms. And, that's priority number one for sure. And I think we were successful in finding what seems to be the right kids. I feel like there's some good relationship that's already been established and created in just this short time. So I'm excited to see that grow. I think ultimately that's what this is. It's about relationships. I mean, it's a fun sport. It's like a day game. It's every day. You spend so much time together that relationships are what's important, and I think what can propel you in close games late in the summer. If everybody's got each other's back. So fun to be back. Honestly, fun to be back.
Very cool as well to see a lot of local talent on the team this year. Is that something that you're targeting early on in your recruiting process?
Yeah, definitely interested in any and all players in the Metro Edmonton region for sure. The Prospects have a strong tradition with the local guys. A ton of good players, a ton of local players have played for the Prospects over the years, and we want that to continue. It is competitive. There's players all over the U.S., whether they be from other provinces or American, that are looking for places to play. And through the recruiting, the amount of kids that you end up talking to, and you have to make decisions. So we're fortunate. We've got a really good group of local guys, and they're young. We're hopeful that we can build with them over the next couple of years, to be honest, and then attract more of the local guys. We want them to want to play here and feel like this can be a great home for them to improve, develop, compete, build super friendships and get after it all summer. That's what we like to do. So, we're always in the market for the local guys.
I'm always curious, especially as you've been the traveling home team for the last couple of years here. Talk us through that recruiting phase. And did you face any challenges that way in terms of saying, listen, you're not going to have your standard normal Prospects atmosphere that you would have had in the past, but this is going to be something that we're building and something that's special, and you want to be a part of it. Walk us through that recruitment cycle, knowing that you've got that new stadium coming down the road.
Yeah, good question. It's been a couple of years now. It's not that fresh anymore. I think time has moved on. It's not really something that comes up anymore. As this year, we don't have any returning players. Nobody's played for the Prospects before, so nobody had that experience with this group except for the management and myself and some of the people that have been with the organization for a few years. So we're looking forward. Obviously, we have an amazing project happening, development, stadium, all sorts of different things. Special, it's surreal. Looking forward to that, but we have a season right now, and to be honest, Sherwood Park's been an awesome host for us. It feels like home at CP9. I got a chance to coach there back in 2008 with the Dukes. You know all about that. Mm-hmm. The ballpark has a little atmosphere to it. It's got a great view on it. It's our home, and it feels like that. We've had a couple good workouts there already. Guys are learning the field. I think we're going to have a good year there. I think that will be entertaining to watch.
Talk a little bit about that relationship with Sherwood Park, and especially given how much of a baseball-happy community that is, to have their support through all of this as you've been building your new home has had to have been pretty amazing.
Well, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing without them. So I'm very appreciative, fortunate that they were willing to look at it and make it happen and work with us. And, it's not easy juggling field time. Like, there's no doubt about that. Everybody that's in the game knows that. Hockey and gymnastics and basketball, field time, court time. How do you find it? So we understand what they've done for us, and like I said, we're really appreciative. They've been awesome to work with, to deal with, open-minded to some ideas, and hopefully we've reciprocated by being good tenants. I know we've got some good guys on this team, and they've left the field the way they got it. So far so good. Looking forward to a fun summer in Sherwood Park. It's an awesome baseball community, growing baseball community. Dude, there's a ton of talent. I got a chance to coach 13U. We had some battles against that Sherwood Park team. I was with the Black Bull program, which is Leduc and Beaumont in that area of the Metro Edmonton region. There's some players, as obviously, in Sherwood Park, but I got to see them firsthand last summer. It's fun to be in Sherwood Park. Hopefully I get to see those kids come to the yard this summer.
I want to talk about your coaching, and you mentioned off air about Best of the West. We'll get to that in a second, but I wanted to touch briefly one more time on the prospects that you see in front of you. And obviously you've got a first weekend under your belt, but even heading into the season, was there one or two guys, it's going to be like picking favorite kids, Did you have one or two that you went, I can't wait to see what they look like in a Prospects uniform?
Yeah, we've got a foreign player from Taiwan, Ying Ray Chen. Ray's been awesome. You know, you never know. He has a pretty good handle on the language. At least you know there's some understanding there back and forth. It's just been fun to be around him and the guys to get to know him. Obviously, it's a different culture where he's from, but to be honest, man, the baseball culture isn't any different because you wouldn't know he wasn't around a program in North America all this time. You know, fits right in. You know, one of the guys. So, you know, looking forward to seeing that. You know, and then honestly, we've got a couple of infielders. They have similar stories. They're at different parts of their stories. One of them is in his last eligibility summer, and the other player is just entering. He's an incoming freshman, so that's Daniel Monti, who is from Italy, and then Lockie Smith, who's from Australia. International players, they play the middle infield, and it's really cool that, you know, there'll be some mentorship there and some leadership, and it'll be fun to see the development. I think we have the right players in that sense. That's a cool story in itself. I'm excited to see how that develops over the summer.
How cool is that as a coach to be able to see not just you guys, but I was looking at Swift Current's roster, and there's even Okotoks got a couple of guys. Like, there's a lot of international flavor this year. It feels more prevalent than normal. How cool is it to see not just the different players from different levels and different programs, but also different countries getting to take part in the summer here in Canada?
I think it's great. I don't know if it's important or not, but I think it's awesome for our league. Those players, like we've had foreign players for years now. All the experiences we've had have been awesome, positive. It's been good for clubhouse culture, all that, plus. So as an organization, we're always interested. It has to be the right player, the right situation. But yeah, we're always interested, man. Like you said, there's so many places that are playing baseball now. The WBC has been awesome for that. You know, I think the game has grown in Edmonton alone. I feel like it has. It's just the temperature of the game, the care and dedication of so many kids in this area. I think the sport is growing, and international is where that growth is. So the more we can exchange programs and be exposed to different players from different areas, I think it's good for the game. It's been awesome for our organization and our experiences. We got a ton, dude. Like we might be pushing double digits if you went into kind of WBC rules of lineage and heritage. You know, we probably got a couple of kids who have grandparents that they would qualify to play for other countries. So, dude, we're international for sure this year, and it's been awesome.
It's going to be really interesting to watch. As mentioned as well, you've been able to spend a little bit of time coaching at the younger levels over the course of the last year and a half. Particularly, you and I are talking off air about the best of the West. You went out there over the spring here, and you made mention about the talent level that you see here in Western Canada. Walk us through what you saw from a coach's perspective.
I saw a lot of dedicated kids. I saw a lot of kids that know what they're doing on the field, like all situations, just at flow and rhythm and balance in their step and all the things that you would want to see a good baseball player exhibit. And that's all these programs. You know, there's a couple in particular that are always at the top end, obviously, but the level of compete and the level of talent, it's high. There's a ton of kids that are playing the sport at a high level here. It was fun to watch. And then when you get down to the semifinals, and it's the last four teams standing in that tournament, there's a lot of good teams. It's tough to get to the final four in that tournament. You know, I got a chance to watch those two games, and that's good baseball, man. You know, it's entertaining. I was entertained for sure. You know, those kids know how to play, and I'm excited to see them develop. I mean, there's a ton of Canadian kids. I think not that long ago, man, the numbers were like 600-700, and there's over 1,000 plus kids playing in the U.S. now that are from Canada. That happened pretty quick. Did you feel that too? Like there's been a bump up in the number of kids.
Not just that, but I think and part of it, I think, has to do with the ability to coerced, I'll call it, some of those kids who might have been multi-sport players who would have been eyeing up hockey, for example, and are now seeing, okay, there's baseball or there's other potential outlets there. And you look at Sherwood Park as an example, like that's the first program in this province, I think, that has 1,000 kids in its member or minor baseball association. Like that's a pretty big number. And there's going to be a couple of athletes that may have thought, like true blue athletes that would have thought at some point that, hey, maybe I'm a hockey player. Now they're a legit ball player and they're going to go places, right? So from your perspective, talk us through that, what you got to see last year, but also what you just see in the community in general as far as that interest and that, as you mentioned, the kind of the dedication piece from some of these young athletes who want to take baseball and see that there's a future there.
Well, there's more programming and there's a desire. The kids want to do it. And when they show up, like for the program I'm involved with, Evolution Baseball, I mean, our players, they come in and get their work done. You know, whether that's 11, 12, 13, or 17, 18U, there's a rhythm to their work, man. It's pretty awesome. I think this sport is just, it gives kids such an ability to create friendships and create self-confidence through that work. Like our program is designed for kids to come in and do well in that. You can achieve your goals for the day. It's simple, like do your best. And through that, I think the kids have found ways to get better every day. And you can develop friendships through that hard work because you all have to do it. So you can band together and get it done as a group. And I imagine that's the way it is in all these programs around this area. So the more players playing, the better. We wish these kids the best of luck. Like there's kids from this area that down over the course of time now, I'm getting older. I've seen these for 20 years since I played back in the late 90s. There's kids from this area that have chances to do damage at the pro level, and more kids are becoming or getting that ability. So I think there's an influx. It's a Canadian influx of players, and I think that more and more kids are going to push up into the higher levels of minor league baseball and find their way into the big leagues. Like we can play. I think that a lot of kids have had the chance to be exposed to different things, levels of baseball, and different ways to go about it, and that's making them better. So the summer compete and the off-season training seems to be successful.
Absolutely. Got one more question for you, and I harken back to your mention about evolution, and I wanted to talk about that aspect and what's it mean to you to be able to give back to the baseball community and see the baseball community grow as it has and be a part of that, the coaching piece of bringing these young athletes' career aspirations to life?
Well, yeah, I love that. I love that part of what I get to do in this sport. We're lucky, for sure, fortunate to have a bunch of kids that are interested in getting after it and coming in to put a couple hours in 3-4 times a week and then getting out. 13U, 14U, a 15U, 16U, and an 18U team last fall. And, we're hopeful to kind of be in that mix again. Compete level will elevate the more the kids play. And I think for a lot of the kids in our program last year, it was the first time they were going through this process. So, as you get older, and if you continue to choose baseball as, if that's your passion, you're going to continue to pursue this. Every year it's not getting easier, but you have a better handle on what needs to happen. So for a lot of players, they got through their first year of what this is and what it's like to be playing baseball inside February. We're working on double plays February 1st. You've never done that before in your life, and it's hockey season, or you used to play basketball or whatever it is. So, that's part of it, gaining experience, and the second time through, hopefully you're able to realize the adjustments that you got to make. And over the course of 4 or 5 years, we're hopeful that a bunch of these kids are enjoying themselves and stick with us and follow our progress into the new stadium and the partnership that Evolution has with the Prospects, and we continue to grow and ultimately help kids get to the next level, whether that be in the U.S. or with the Canadian programs. The CCBC's got a ton of good coaches in it. For a lot of kids, that's a good decision to go that route. A lot of those programs, you can still move down to the States, and let's be real, there's a portal now, and I'm not sure there's a ton of loyalty out there as far as programs are concerned, but that's a topic for a different day. It's about getting better every day, man. And if you find a program that you can do that in, then you grow with that. Those people should be able to help you out. So, yeah, it's been awesome. I'm lucky. I've got Nick Salahub with me with Evolution Baseball. Pitching coach, coordinator. He's done an awesome job just settling young guys into the flow of what pitching is. How to hit your checkpoints and execute. So it's been fun to watch him. We're fortunate to have him with us. Lucky to kind of get him out of VIU there and get him into this program. And he's going to be with the Prospect a little bit this summer, and as well as Jeff Freeborn, who is our pitching coach this summer. So, dude, I'm lucky. I got a bunch of good guys around me. So hopefully we can continue to grow.
Lots of great things happening in Sherwood Park. Lots of great things happening with the Prospects, and always loved getting a chance to chat with Jordan Blundell. Jordan, really appreciate the time. Best of luck this season with the Prospects and beyond, and thanks again for joining us here on the show.
Right on. We'll see you soon. Thanks for having me.
Next up, we have a trio of young up-and-coming players looking to make an impact not only in the WCBL, but also with their home high school programs. We'll start with Innisfail native and St. Joseph Academy product Nathan Flewelling, who's been the talk of the Canadian baseball town for a while. The Red Deer Braves catcher won the Canadian Future Showcase Home Run Derby, has been very productive with the Baseball Canada Junior National Team, and has started the WCBL season with the Sylvan Lake Gulls, where the Gonzaga commit hit his first home run in a 7-6 win over Lethbridge Sunday afternoon. Nathan, thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Talk about making an impact right out of the gate. A home run in the second game of the season for the Sylvan Lake Gulls.
And that is well hit.
Stay fair, ball.
That is well hit.
There it is.
Goodbye, mama.
Nathan Flewelling just ties the game for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. A 3-run shot deep right field. And that's what we were waiting for from the youngster.
How did that one feel?
It felt pretty cool, to be honest. I think just kind of the situation that we were in as a team, just at that point in the game, to be able to do that, to kind of just bring the team energy up, I thought that was pretty cool.
I know Innisfail's home, so this is kind of close to being the hometown crowd, but how cool was it to be able to get the first home run in front of the hometown crowd?
It's really cool. It means a lot because a lot of my family was there to be able to watch that. And I think it's just always cool to be able to play and perform when my family comes to watch.
You're getting a chance to play on a team that's got a lot of local homegrown talent. I know Matt Murray's been on the team as well. There's been a few others that are starting the year in Sylvan. What's it like getting to play with a bunch of teammates that you've had along the way and guys that you've been able to play with in past years as well in the Central Alberta region?
It's really cool, and it's really good because you don't really have to spend any time building like any team chemistry because it's already there, and it's just like you go out there and play, and it feels super natural to play with those guys again.
Talk about that roster through your eyes. What do you see out of that team, and what excites you the most about what they've been able to assemble for this summer?
I see a lot of young guys so far. I think I see a lot of guys from different countries as well. Like we got some guys from like South America, and I see a lot of guys that are super eager to go out there and just play super hard. I think it's really good. We got a lot of guys that are just grinders, and I think it's going to be a good year.
Absolutely. Do you have any expectations of yourself? I know as a high school guy, you've got the opportunity to go back and play BAEL. You've got the opportunity to go play more junior national team, for example. So do you have any expectations of yourself when you suit up with the Gulls?
I think just I don't really put any expectations on myself other than just going out there and playing as hard as I can and controlling what I can control.
How cool is it? We've got a few different guys across the league who are getting to play with their hometown teams, but they're also really young, and you're among them. Talk about that youth movement to a certain extent and the quality of talent that you get to see on a day-to-day basis, that it's grown right here in Alberta or Saskatchewan.
Yeah, the quality of talent is super good, and I think I speak for a lot of the younger guys. It's super exciting, and that we feel it's just a super cool opportunity to have to play with older guys, and you definitely feel like you're getting better every day playing with them.
You're coming off what's been a whirlwind of the last few months. Let's go all the way back. I mean, you and I chatted not that long ago about just sort of the opportunity to go and play at the Canadian Future Showcase, and you went out and balled out. And I want to go back to the Home Run Derby. Walk us through getting told that you were going to be taking part in that. What went through your mind when it was said, "Hey Nathan, we're going to need you to take a few hacks"?
At first I didn't really believe it, and I was like, "Oh, no way, this is really happening." But then, as soon as I thought, I was like, "I might as well go try and win it."
So you go out there and put on an absolute show. What goes through your mind as you're taking swings? Do you start gripping the stick a little bit harder, or are you just going with the flow?
I honestly think, if I remember, it was just trying to make it through the rounds because you just got so tired, and it's all kind of a blur now. But I just remember trying to just do my best and trying to get the most energy I could into every swing.
Had you ever been in a home run derby prior to that?
Yeah, I was in Pee Wee.
Okay, and I'm curious. You mentioned the I don't want to say gassing out. You clearly didn't, but I mean at the same time, like I'd imagine there had to have been a couple of times where you're like, I need a break. Like I need a chance for some water and like my arms to rest for just a couple of seconds.
Yeah, for sure.
Talk a little bit about when that final swing happens and you find out you win. What goes through your mind?
I think it was just probably one of the greatest feelings ever. Just that sense of accomplishment and just knowing that you did it was pretty awesome.
What was the reaction like when on your phone when family members and friends are all finding out, hey, you did this cool thing up at Rogers Center?
It was a lot. I think my mom was crying pretty fast, and she was pretty happy, and just my whole family was happy for me. That
is fantastic stuff. So then you fast forward into the spring, and you've been a part of the junior national team program. First, take us through the Florida trip. What was that like from your perspective?
It was really good. I think it was super productive. Definitely made me a better baseball player just because of all of the practice reps and game reps that we had. Like we had practice every day, and then a game after, and it was just really good to be able to be coached by really good coaches and then play with really good teammates with a high-level talent.
How cool was it to be able to have a bunch of fellow Albertans on that roster as well and be able to share that experience?
It was super cool because we definitely think that Alberta baseball is better than most people would have it out to be, so it's really cool to be able to represent your province like that.
Did you get a chance to shake hands with Joey Votto?
Yeah, he was around there quite a bit.
What was? Did you have anything that you took away from anything that he said or anything that he did that made you go, turn the light bulb on and say, okay, that's what I got to do to take my game to the next level?
Yeah, I think just how hard of a worker he is, and then how focused he is on, I think, every rep he takes. I think he takes every rep, and he doesn't really take a rep off mentally, and just make sure he gets the best at everything. So I think that's kind of something I took away from that.
So then you just returned as well from a trip down even further south. Walk us through the Dominican trip and what that was like.
That trip's a little bit different in terms of the heat and where you are in the world and the kind of food that you're eating. So it's definitely a bit more of a grind, but it's still good, and you still have to play baseball every day, and it was still really fun. And I definitely think everyone got a little bit better after that trip as well.
When you go into a situation like that where you're kind of competing for spots, but you're also trying to learn as much as you can, what was maybe your biggest takeaway? What are the things that you're looking to do in the context of a short kind of highlight camp like that that's 7 to 10 days long?
Yeah, I think it just comes back to just playing as hard as you can and controlling what you can control and just being a leader and a good teammate. Honestly, that's really the only things that you got to try and do, because the rest will just take care of itself.
Walk us through the moment where you get to put on that maple leaf and wear Canada across a chest, and what did that mean to you?
It definitely means a lot to be able to represent my country, because I've seen a lot of people get to do it, like on TV and stuff, and it's pretty cool to be able to say that I can represent my country playing the thing that I love to play.
chatting with a few others who've been able to do it as well, and the word that kept coming up was emotional. Would you consider that to be a primary thing when you think back on that moment when you get to step on the field and say, yeah, I represent Canada here?
Yeah, I could definitely say that. It's definitely a little emotional. Definitely makes you just want to play a little bit harder because you know what you're playing for.
You've got a lot of accolades coming your way, whether it be in one of the players who Red Deer looks at as being a showstopper. You look at what Sylvan Lake's been able to provide for you. What are you looking forward to most over the next 6 months or so?
I'm looking forward to just playing the game that I love and just having fun with my teammates and kind of just doing the best that I can.
What kinds of things are you personally trying to work on, whether it be strength, whether it be speed? What kinds of things are you hoping to make adjustments on so that you make sure that you're getting the most out of the next few months here?
I think just honestly just a little bit of everything, but just having a good, mature approach at the plate, I think, is the biggest thing, especially facing good pitching every day. If I can stick to a good, mature approach on a day-to-day basis, then I think that's going to help lead into things in the future.
Absolutely. A couple more for you before we let you go here. Talk about being able to be that, if you can see it, you can be it, idol for those young kids. There's a lot of young kids out there who are watching Sylvan Lake Gulls games and they're seeing Nathan Flewelling's name on the roster sheet, and here's an Innisfail kid. What's it mean to you to be able to be kind of that light for the young kids who are looking to go further in their own baseball journeys?
It means a lot because I was definitely one of those kids, and that was looking up to players back in the day, and I just think that any time I can help set an example or help support them, I think it's just an awesome opportunity to be able to kind of just spread and get them to dream to kind of be there one day as well.
Have you been able to perfect your autograph yet?
It's still a work in progress, but I definitely work on it quite a bit now.
I can only imagine. Final question for you, Nathan. I know I asked the question last time about what the game of baseball means to you. What does it mean to you to be able to represent Innisfail with the Sylvan Lake Gulls and represent Canada? What's that all mean to you to be able to play the game that you love at such a high level already?
It means everything to me. I just think it's the one thing that I love doing the most, and I think I can represent my small town doing it, or I can represent my country doing it. I just think nothing changes. I just got to keep working as hard as I can and just keep having fun.
You've certainly been doing that in spades, Nathan. Congratulations on all the success you've had over the last 6 months or so since the last time we chatted. Continued success in Sylvan, Red Deer, Baseball Canada, you name it. You're all over it. And again, thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
Let's head to the Okotoks Dawgs Media Day, where our Ian Wilson sat down with a pair of prospects who are getting some playing time with the college team to start the year. First up is Benito Bonilla, who we first met back on episode 243. The 6'4", 230-pound slugger has turned heads everywhere he's gone. He's been a force with the academy team and, like Flewelling, is consistently thought of as a top Canadian draft-eligible prospect coming out of high school.
Benny, talk to me about this season and your approach to it. I don't think you got into any games with the big club last summer. I assume you're looking to take that step this year.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be here, play in front of the fans. Hopefully I get to show what I can do on the field, but I'm just really excited to be here.
Nice. Any goals for this season?
Hopefully win another championship with the team, and that's really the main goal.
Yeah. Any personal goals, or?
I like to hit a couple out for the fans. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what Eric just said
as really?
Well. Yeah, he's like I want to get one out at least. Yeah. You get that feeling, right? Yep. Just talk to me maybe a little bit about just your mindset entering the season. What just getting prepared for it, and what you're expecting out of the pitching gets a little bit better. It's more of a grind, more condensed travel in the long summer. How are you kind of navigating those things?
You just got to take it one day at a time, take it one at bat at a time. I've been training here all off season, so I feel like I'm really prepared, and we played a lot of games with the academy team so far, so I feel like all that's going to translate into the college team.
Awesome. Where's home for you?
Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia,
Halifax.
you're
Yep.
another Nova Scotia kid.
Yep.
Okay, have you talked to Micah McDowell quite a bit?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you picked his brain about what to expect? Yeah.
Yep.
How has he been for a resource just about the Dawgs and playing here?
I mean, he's always been great. Like, he's one of the guys that people look up to from Nova Scotia, and it's great.
Awesome. Some fun ones for you. Favorite ballpark food that you can get at the concessions here?
Favorite ballpark food? The Duda Double. It's got to be the Duda Double.
And Duda's in earshot.
Yeah,
smart man. All right. Have you picked out a walk-up song yet?
I have. It is "Live Your Life" by T.I. and Rihanna.
Nice.
It's just a good vibe song.
Yeah,
get the crowd going.
Yep. Yeah. Did you put a lot of thought into that?
I did. Yeah. I was asking many people about opinions and stuff, so hopefully it's a good one.
Awesome. Favorite MLB team?
Toronto Blue Jays.
Good pick. Favorite ballpark? MLB ballpark?
Toronto Blue Jays. Yep.
Awesome.
Rogers Center.
Any player that is either your favorite player, doesn't have to be one that you model yourself after, or that you do model yourself after?
Well, I really like watching Ronald Acuna, and back in the day, my favorite player was Jose Reyes growing up. So those are two guys that I like to watch. And when I was younger, I used to be a shortstop, so Jose Reyes is a good guy to watch.
Yeah. What position you play now?
I play first base, pitcher, and some right field.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to get to see all parts of the
Yeah.
diamond.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Are you expecting to pitch quite a bit this season, or do you just see how
I feel my role mostly is probably hidden, but if they need me to come on the mound, I'll be up to it.
Yeah. Give us a scouting report on you. What you're going to be new to a lot of fans here. What tell us about your game, both as a hitter and as a pitcher.
I love to hit the ball hard, any part of the field. I draw a lot of walks, and I'm a sneaky base runner. No one expects me to steal, but some balls in the dirt. When I'm on second, I feel like I can get an edge on the catcher and stuff because they won't expect it. So
awesome. And then talk to me a little bit about stepping into you're stepping into a back-to-back championship team, right? Like there's no illusions about what this team's trying to do. They're trying to win a championship. Do you feel pressure from that, or how do you just kind of approach stepping into that situation?
I mean, personally, there's no pressure. I mean, I prepared myself, and at the end of the day, it's just a game, and I've been playing it my whole life, so there's no pressure really for me.
Awesome, I like that.
Yeah.
Calm, cool.
Yeah.
And then talk to me about the coaching staff. Just being able to work with them and work with guys like Lou and Andy and Rob, like NDR.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to just with getting to know them and work with them even more?
I mean, they all have a really long resume, great careers, and I mean, I feel like I have a lot to learn still, and they'll be great role models for me to learn from.
Awesome. Last question for you. We asked this to everyone on the podcast. What does the game of baseball mean to you?
Oh, it means everything to me. I mean, the Dawgs have gave me like a completely new life, and I'm so grateful for all of it, and it's everything.
Last but certainly not least, we got to know Eric Machej last summer as he played a pivotal role in helping the Dawgs win their second straight WCBL championship. During the playoffs, he hit .438 with 4 doubles and a pair of RBI in 5 games. So far this year, he's collected 4 hits in 2 games, knocking in 5. The Illinois State commit is looking forward to every opportunity he gets in a Dawgs uniform.
So Eric, last season, kind of a coming out party for you in terms of in the postseason last year. You're a key contributor down the stretch there and nailing down that second championship. I assume you're stepping into a bigger role this year. You're going to play more than 4 or 6 or whatever regular season games it was going to be. Well, tell us about just your what you're looking forward to this season and how you see your play going.
I'm just looking forward to taking it all in one more time. Obviously, this is my senior year here with the Academy, so I mean, it's been probably some of the greatest years of my life here, baseball, lifestyle included. Like, it's just been great, and I can't thank the Dawgs enough. So I think taking it in, experiencing it with this group of guys and this coaching staff, with these fans, obviously, that's going to be something that's really special to me. I'm going to try, obviously, to give my best on the field, but I think it's just going to be a coming home party for me, and I'm just going to enjoy every minute of it.
Can you carry anything over from postseason last year? Is there things that you picked up that you're like, whoa, like this is a little bit different than what I've been experiencing?
Yeah, obviously, I mean, the atmosphere, when the fans are in it, it's incredibly special. But I think playing in those big moments, you want the ball all the time. You want to make the play. You want to have that big swing. You want to come through for the team, for the trophy, for the fans. You want to be the guy, and I think going in with that mindset that you want to do it every single time you're at bat, every single time you're in the field, just wanting to succeed and wanting to push the envelope for the Dawgs and for this program.
You kind of flipped the switch a little bit from going to the academy to the big club. I assume you had to sign asked to sign a few autographs along the way with that. What was that? Tell me about that experience, and how's your legibility on writing on a baseball these days?
The autograph, it's coming along. It's definitely not up to par with maybe Bruner, but the fans here are incredible, and I remember looking up to big leaguers, college kids wanting to play college ball, and it's always cool to sort of see it flipped around and now have the kids come up to me asking for autographs. I think it's incredibly cool, and being able to give back and talk to them about anything baseball related, it's incredibly special for sure.
Do you expect you're probably going to have a few other guys coming from the academy who will be either easing their way into the season or playing a little bit more? Are they going to be looking to you for advice? Have they already talked to you and bent your ear a bit about what to expect? Yeah,
there's a few of us for sure. Eric Hartman, obviously, we've played together for the past 2-3 years now, and we've become incredibly close. Another one being Benito Bonilla. These are guys that I live with and play with, and I see more than my family most of the time. So obviously we talk all sorts of stuff, baseball included, and I think my biggest message would just be to take it in and enjoy it. This is going to be one of our last years playing together, and to do it with this team and be able to step up and play for the big boys, it's incredibly cool. So I think just enjoy it. I think we're here for a reason, and our skill set is good enough. So just you do you, and the results will speak for themselves.
Any goals that you set for yourself for this season, or?
I'm going to try and hit one home run. I think that's my goal. I think I'm going to try and get one out. Who doesn't love the long ball? So maybe if I get up in the count and he grooves me one, I'll see how hard I can swing, see if I can put one out. But no, I think obviously trying to repeat a championship here is the team's goal, and whatever I can do to help that, whether it needs me to lay down a bunt or steal a bag, whatever the manager needs, whatever Lou needs, I'm game. So.
All right, a few fun ones for you. Favorite ballpark food?
Favorite ballpark food? I love the churros here.
Okay.
I do. I used to, when I wasn't dressed up for these guys, I would always grab 2 or 3. They're great, and the chicken burgers here too are actually impressively good. Usually when the spread comes down after the game, I'm first to grab those. So those are my 2.
Okay, do you have a walk-up song picked out yet for the season?
I do, yeah. I picked Summer Love by Justin Timberlake. We went old school with JT, but me and Hartman, we kind of got into the lab a little, and we're looking for walk-ups. You always want to have a fan pleaser, but you don't want it to be maybe too corny. So we were kind of scavenging the internet there looking for something, but I think we're going to be all right.
It sounds like there's a little more thought put into this than just, I like this song. Walk us through the process of picking that.
It's always good banter on the bench with your teammates, whether it be, I don't like yours at all, or, oh my God, I really like yours. So I think it's definitely something that you want to pick out and, have a little swag too as you're walking up to the plate, but at the end of the day, whatever gets you going, whatever gets the results.
All right, now I got to ask you, is there a worst, for you, the worst walk-up song you've heard? Is there one that you've heard where you're like, are you serious?
The worst I'm going to have to go Eric Hartman's older brother, Max Hartman. Shout out Max. He's at Washington State right now. He had Pretty Boy swag, and I was not a fan. I know a bunch of guys also were not a fan, but he's doing his thing right now, so I can't hate, but that was not a good one.
Okay. All right, favorite MLB ballpark that you've been to?
I was lucky enough to play in the Rogers Center this fall, and what they've done there with the renovations and just the big league experience there, that was incredibly, incredibly cool. Yeah. I also love Oracle Park, the Giants, they're like that. But I have to say, being a Canadian boy, the Canadian ballpark and the atmosphere and, the lights and the playing service, it was special for sure.
Blue Jays' favorite team, or?
Yeah. Okay. They're having a bit of a down year, but hopefully we can pick it up here and finish strong.
MLB player that is either your favorite or that you kind of model your game after?
Yeah, there's a few. I mean, being a middle infielder, I love Bobby Witt Jr. and Dansby Swanson.
Good choices.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I don't know. I try to take aspects of different players' games and sort of model them into my own. You know, you don't want to be a cut and copy paste of the same player. Try and be as volatile and, as you can. But I think definitely, shortstop, sort of similar to my build and athletic ability is Bobby Witt, and that's someone I look up to. I mean, he's doing his thing right now with Kansas City, so if I'm even half as good as that when I'm older, hopefully I'll be able to succeed.
You step into the batter's box. What's your mindset, or do you have a mantra or something that just kind of focuses you, or what's your game plan when you get in there?
It's just to hit the ball hard anyway, really. I mean, I know Tyler Hollick talks to us all the time. He's a great hitting coach about approach, and there's a million things you could talk about when you're going into the box, and for every guy it's going to be different, but if you can simplify it and simply just break it down to what it is at its heart, and that's hit a ball as hard as you can on the field. And so if I'm able to do that at a high rate, the results will tend to come, and the average will come, and the RBIs, and hopefully the wins will come for us as well.
Awesome. And then last question, I'm not sure if we've asked you this before, but we'll go for it. I know I've asked Graham this, so that's why I didn't ask him. What does the game of baseball mean to you?
I mean, this is my livelihood right now, and hopefully I'm able to make it my livelihood later down the line. But I mean, this is everything to me, obviously. It's everything to my family as well, having a little brother in the academy, in the program. Moved down here 4 years ago now, and I get to play this sport every single day. I've made lifelong friends who I'm going to keep in touch with, after my wedding, and hang out with and tell stories. That's the impact that the game has had on me, and it's been nothing but positive things. And obviously there's some negatives too, a tough loss, but I mean, that's all part of it. And for me, it's just, there's nothing better in life than baseball.
Thanks again to Jordan Blundell, Nathan Flewelling, Benito Bonilla, and Eric Machej for joining us this week. And thanks to all of you for downloading and listening. If you haven't already, leave us a rating and review on your app, as those actions help spread the word about ADS. We'd also like to tip our caps to our platinum supporters, the Okotoks Dawgs and Under the Lights Sports and Entertainment, for all they do for us and for baseball in Alberta. Their generosity helps us cover costs like web hosting fees and online newspaper subscriptions. For more on our great teammates, head to albertadugoutstories.com/supporters. Until next time, thank you for all of your support online, on social, and on air of Alberta Dugout Stories.